Are going live. Welcome
Live.
everyone. Welcome to the Three Marketeers Show. This is episode 30. Officially 1/3 of the journey where we want to become like a 100 thing. Now we have 30 episodes. Now today we have a very interesting guest here. This is really the guy who actually taught me about SEO. I always like to tell people that if you think my SEO is okay, then I learned from this guy. And so happened that Charles is also the teacher for Andrew as well. That's why we have got a lot of things to really ask him. So if you are watching this live, guys,
Yes.
this is the Three Marketers Show. Welcome in. I'm Jason, your host, and we have my co-host here, like Manfred, Andrew, and we have Charles here. So if you have any questions, just say hi, just type hi and all that. If you can, just so that let us know that you are watching us. Whether you're watching this, whether you're on
There's some
YouTube,
echo. There's some echo.
I think whether you're watching this on YouTube or so-called. Wait, is it me or what?
Okay, maybe I start talking instead. Also got echo.
Wait. Still got echo. Wait, let me see if there's anything happened on my.
Well, it's episode 30.
Blame the technology.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
There's still echo.
Yeah, there's still echo. This is strange. The first time happened to us.
But
Just that was
only when I
okay,
talk.
what? No.
now
Okay. Glitches.
Some weird thing happening. I think. Okay,
No,
we have to blame.
This is a restart. You see.
Okay, so this is the Three Marketing Show. We've gone through whatever just glitches just now, so everything's back good right now. We don't need to restart the whole thing. Okay, now, all right. So we have Charles here. Charles is from DMC Digital Marketing Hub, DMC Hub, right? Digital Marketing Consultancy Hub Training. Like I say, he is my teacher. He's the guy who taught me about SEO. And when I first started digital marketing many years ago, when I was still in Penang, when Charles was still in Penang, I actually crossed path, one way or another, learning from him in one way or another. This is one of the, earliest digital marketing guru that I have experienced myself personally. But since today, he is Andrew's guest, right? I would like to hear from Andrew also. What is the experience with Charles? Now, before we bring Charles in to talk about his first question over here. But guys, any questions, type into the comment section. We will bring them up, right? So over to you, Andrew.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Okay.
Good. All right.
Good.
So I think Charles was my first port of landing with regards to digital marketing. And I had no idea about that, so about digital marketing. So when I came across his ad on Facebook, I just bought it, and those days there was like 90 days training program.
Wow.
Definitely worth the money per day, But I think the real thing is his class actually gave me a good foundation. And I would recommend to anybody who wants to dip their toe in digital marketing, or if Charles is still teaching, go for his class. Gives you a very good overview of what is needed, the landscape of digital marketing, and from there, then you can branch and specialize into whichever area you want. And thank you for giving me a head start.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
So basically, the landscape has changed tremendously, as we all know it. Just now we were just talking about all of us went through pivot, and I think all of the trainers out there have gone through, different kind of taken different path from where we were back then before the MCO. So let's bring up the first question. How has the landscape changed for you? Since you first started training. You started training long time ago, but let's for DMC, compared to how you guys started and operating before the MCO and up to now, what are the changes that how has the whole thing shifted for you?
Okay. Hi, everyone, and thank you, Jason,
Hey.
Andrew, and Manfred. Yes, I started way back, about 5 years back. Yeah, that's very long on the internet world. But what happened was, during that time when I first started, many people was just getting to know the introduction to digital marketing. No, I'm not interested in digital marketing. We had to educate these people. And when we educate these people, some of them are moving towards digital. And that's good. But right now, people don't need education. Digital marketing is a need. It's no longer a want, it's a need. And what I've seen a lot of things change. That's a very big question, but in terms of knowledge-wise, in corporates, in SMEs, and also individual, people realize, hey, I can start a side income now or side business using digital marketing. I can do Lazada, I can do Shopee, I can do Shopify, Amazon business. So people have embraced, digital marketing as part of it. I always tell people, right? It's like right now, digital marketing is like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. In the next 5 years, just imagine in the next 5 years, people ask you, "Huh? You do not use Facebook? Ah? What kind of ulu fella you come from? Like if today, if nobody knows how to use Microsoft Word, that's the direction. You don't know Windows, So I believe digital marketing in the future, I'm going to talk about that also, will be so common that everybody will just embrace it, and that's where the challenge comes in. How do we differentiate ourselves to be better? Yeah, make sense? Yeah.
True.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of like the thing, but at the moment, right? What do you think? I mean, we have went through the pandemic, as in like the so-called, in a way we are still in the pandemic, right? I don't know that we are coming up to another 1,008, 1,009 right now. I think the fifth wave is coming. But what do you think at the moment? Since everybody is kind of like knowing that we need to go digital in one way or another, but we all also know that in the market there are like 4,653 people teaching digital marketing right now, right? So, what do you think is the most in demand course over the pandemic period and right now as up to now? What do you see in your opinion? What is the most in demand, and why?
Out of the bat, Facebook.
Facebook.
Why Facebook? Why Facebook? Because Facebook, it's quite easy to grasp. A lot of people are on Facebook, and compared to any other trainings like maybe WordPress or social media or Facebook is always number one in my opinion. Yeah, but that's for individual. But if it's for corporates, they are more advanced now. They are more looking into system. They're more looking into a framework. Like, how do I bring my business online? How do I want the whole deal now. Yeah, I want from setting up campaigns to setting up KPIs to implementation. So the corporates are getting much better in what they want. Individuals, they are still quite new in this because they heard that Facebook can make money. And that's what is always attracting. Facebook can make money, and that's what people do. Yeah, people learn.
Yep.
So if you ask me what the most demand course, definitely is Facebook. But I don't see people asking me to teach YouTube at all. Never.
Oh, that's interesting, right? But I
Yes.
start seeing YouTube coming up already because quite a number of people are teaching YouTube marketing at the moment. But there are different types. You see, even when it comes to Facebook, also there are different angles. Some people are talking about, I still see like Manfred the other day, we were just talking about there are certain people who say that, Facebook don't need to pay one. Let's come in and teach you all these tricks, where you go and like do whatever organic. What the hell, organic? But anyway, agree to disagree. But it happens, same thing. When it comes to YouTube also, there are different school of thought that certain people will talk about organic and certain people are very much into advertising. But I think both are coming up. But I think somehow or rather the market has been divided into really two extremes right now. Certain people will believe in organic, certain people will believe in paid. But what is your take? Which one will be a better, a more, sustainable so-called for any, let's say if it's SME trying to embrace digital, right? Whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, which will be a better,
Oh, I'll go for paid first because in business we want speed, we want results fast. Organic is good, but after you have run, paid ads, for example, you run Google ads or Facebook ads, and you can sell, then you can start doing organic things like YouTube or SEO. So definitely you can combine both rather than choose one. But if I were to choose one, I will go for paid ads.
Right. I mean, when it comes to digital marketing, for those who are stranger to Charles, right? Charles runs DMC Hub, which is DMC is a training center, one of the fastest growing one in the country, and they have multiple branches in multiple regions like KL, Johor and Penang. I think you still have those branches, right? Running, right? Yeah. So I mean, you are mostly running. You were mostly running in person training, but I'm not sure right now. So how did you shift for your company? What have you been through? I mean, everybody would know that for a period of time we couldn't do anything, and we couldn't do a lot of things, to be frank. And what have you done, and what are you doing right now? What is the business model for you right now?
Okay. During MCO, when nobody can go out, our officers took a hit. Yeah. Even right now, we are taking a hit simply because we are paying rental operations and students are not coming in back. Yeah. So what we did was we quickly went online to teach online. So it was quite easy for us because we already had a syllabus, and people are forced to go online now. Yeah. We were trying our best in the last 5 years to always pivot online. Yeah, but nobody will want that. Nobody will say that crazy. You go online, learn. I rather have face to face. I'm paying for face to face because they had an option earlier. But during MCO, they had no option. So what we did was because we already had a syllabus, we quickly went online, customized a little bit, make it fun, make it shorter. And because the attention span, is quite lethargic to spend a whole day, especially 4 days in a row. So we make it into bite size and we went online quickly. So in a way, we were not that affected. But one of the biggest change in our business, it took a hit on us as the management and the founder of the company, where we said, hey, what if MCO is not going to go off in another 1, 2, 3 years?
Yeah.
And we need
Very
to
likely.
we need to build our we call it the passive income. So that's where we build our YouTube channel. We do a lot of SEOs. We build websites. We rank. We are moving into e-commerce, Shopify. Yeah. So these are the things that we have more full control over our business rather than depending on the government to allow us to open up the centers. So
That's a good one.
we went through
Honestly, when the centers open up, I think everything changed already. People may be more accustomed to doing online. Don't want to go back to classes.
Do you see that happening, Charles?
Yes. Still the
Yeah,
same thing, but
our friend Gamer Screw is asking the same question.
yes. Corporates, they still prefer the older corporates. Sorry about that, but they still prefer face to face. But I see the younger generation moving forwards here. If you look at those maybe 40s and below, they are online, no problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Moving forward, I also see that I no need to do class lah. Just online is okay lah. And they are moving to blended learning now, where they have videos and I learn on my own. And then after that, when I need a teacher or when I need someone to help and a brainstorm, I meet you face to face. So
Oh,
it's pivoting very fast. It's not the end. It's pivoting very fast now because people are getting so much adapt to all these online things now.
I would say seriously, like what Gerard was saying, right time, right platform for online. In a way, it is right time, right platform for online only for those who are prepared. Like Charles is definitely prepared because, like you said, you have all the syllabus and everything ready, right? But to answer another question coming from Gamer Scroll and as well as Manfred, the people prefer online instead of classroom. I actually went through a bit of an experience myself. Like, last year, March to March to June was really the serious lockdown where the full MCO, the whole country couldn't go out anywhere, right? So after that, right, it opened up a little bit and we were trying to go back to the classroom training where we were inviting people to our center to do kind of like our preview courses and all that, right? But the problem is, we actually run this and invite people to our center for preview. We run ads, we got good signups. And then on the day itself, cricket. You know why? When we text people and when we try to ask them why you're not coming, they say, I thought it's online.
Okay.
People are kind of like, because of the
rewired already.
Yeah, they are being rewired. They are actually kind of like, they thought, in a way, they got used to online thing. I think that's really kind of, and I think this is going to be here to stay.
Correct.
For a while to come. But so what is your plan, Charles? Are you coming back to the physical in-classroom training, or what is the plan for you right now?
Good question, because I always ask that to my management team also. Do we keep the office or we don't keep the office?
Oh yeah, man.
Yes.
I ask all the time.
For now we are keeping it, because we know because we're moving into government projects, and we know that we still need an office, sometimes not for physical training, but for the show. You understand? I have an
Preview.
office in GB.
Right.
I have an
It's
office
a
in
mailing
KL. You understand?
address.
It is an address. It's more of a build confidence. Because if you're online, you can be operating from your home, and people do not know that. Sometimes they're still scary that you might be
But you can have a co-working space mailing. You just have a hot desk.
Yes, but people are smart because they also Google, they will check your place.
Yeah.
It's
They realize,
more of
co-working space.
yes,
This guy is real or not? I mean, yeah, I will agree
Exactly.
with Charles. I will agree with Charles.
Mm.
I
it's
mean,
more of a reputation kind of thing rather than
Yeah.
sort of
It-
the
it's-
only reason why I'm keeping it. Else I don't know what to do in my office.
It's like a showroom already now. Now it's just a fancy showroom.
Just to show the address
You
only.
can
Showroom
move into
just
the
show the address.
office also.
Yeah, true.
Quite agree. But okay, another thing about, I mean, I caught you on, talking about the hybrid, which I want to further find out more on this, because Gerald was saying hybrid is good because you can charge both services available in a way. I would totally agree, because Gerald is my JIC member, and she has a very interesting what do we call business model. So if you guys are from Singapore and if you're a lady and you want to look professionally good, right, then you have to look for Gerald. And Gerald was saying, play mahjong. Come on, man. Okay, now back to the hybrid. Hybrid. How are you actually implementing this? How do you see? I mean, is there any success that you are seeing in your business model by going hybrid at the moment? If there is any.
Yes. Okay. Now, being online, there's a few methods, right? One of it is live, like this is live training, where it takes a lot of time for the trainer and for the students.
Participants.
For the
Yes.
participants, correct. And it's fine. Yeah, but in this kind of training, you need to charge very high because you're trading time for money. So that's one model. Now, another model is watch videos. I give you videos, you pay me a few hundred ringgit or whatever, you take your time to watch. That is okay. I'm not going into that. But what I like, it's more towards, I do, I like challenges now. 30 days challenge, 14 days challenge, how to rank our website in 30 days. So people can follow what I do step by step on a video. And because it's a video format, they can take their time to build. And maybe once a week, we have a coaching session. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do for this week. What have you done? Are you in trouble? Let me know. So that's
Right.
where they have face-to-face. So that's the hybrid model that I'm looking at. And it works very, very well because, first of all, I don't have to trade my time for money. Second, I can leverage, the technology to make more. At the same time, it more benefit for the participants, the students, because now training it's more organized. Because in face-to-face, the drawback is you think but only when you do, then you realize that probably you have some more questions.
That's true.
So kind of like you're building a 14-day, 30-day thing. I like the idea, which kind of like similar to what I'm doing, but I'm doing live. I prefer to teach live in a way for a period of time. But I think what you're doing is quite good. But another angle is you were saying that you're not going into the recorded video, as in
Not
like
yet.
recorded course. Why?
Not yet. No commitment from the students.
Oh.
They will pay. I pay all the time. I pay. I'm the first to pay all the time. Can watch later lah. It's okay lah.
Correct.
The objective of us paying is not for paying. Yeah, the objective is to see results. Correct. So whether it's big results, small results, at least it's results. So in order to have results, we need to do. And I'm a believer that I myself, when I buy a book, I can read later lah. I buy courses all the time. I spend a lot of money on courses, right? But do I have time to watch the courses? No. So we need the challenge, the commitment.
Hand-holding also. Hand-holding.
Yes.
It happens to a lot of people. But on the flip side, sometimes it is depending on people. So some people, like during school days, we like to go for lecture where it's all the standard thing that you just absorb. Things that most likely you won't misunderstand. But when there are certain things really need people to point out, especially Facebook, lots of pitfalls, then you need a tutorial to tell you, hey, you better don't play with the big cap with accelerator then you jala. So you need a bit of hand holding sometimes during this tutorial. So I'm quite familiar with this kind of you need to absorb the whole thing first, then follow up by the face-to-face. But I have to agree, a lot of my friends, including myself, buy already, never go and walk through unless you really is your job requirement.
Because
I will agree
the
to
element
that.
of accountability is important.
Yeah.
But I think structuring the whole thing in the 30 days could be I don't know, how's the fall off? When you talk about the 30 days, eventually, what's the dropout rate like? Is it very highly committed? Everybody would go sprint, or as in like marathon all the way until the end, or halfway through, certain people will be like, kind of like doze off and all that.
No, yeah, that's the beauty of it, because they are live on a WhatsApp group or whatever group you want to put in. And they watch and hey, have you done the first day work? Hey, have you done this work? And it motivates people who are a little bit slow, and it also motivates people who are fast because they can help out in the group. So it becomes a very live community thing. So I like challenges. I really like challenges now because it can be a 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, or 90 days challenge. Yeah. But you don't have to put your time there that much because it's still video recording. And when they need help, or on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, they come together, and I just pinpoint, like what Manfred said, that you can just pinpoint what is wrong, and they appreciate that more.
So for beginners, is it advisable as you start with a 7-day, then 14-day, then gradually bigger and bigger? Because you don't start straight away with 30 days, you may not be able to digest.
Correct.
So start with 7, 14, 21, 30.
You can do a 3 days challenge. I think people like the accountability that, hey, there's somebody who's going to help me as I learn. I think people like that. And when you do daily, my friends are doing, I'm not doing, you feel left out, you want to do it more. So that's something that I foresee will be taking over the online thing rather than videos or live. It's a hybrid.
I will agree. I think that's I will resonate to that. Coming from my framework in a bit. But anyway, let's move the focus back to the local SME. You see, like this is where we will have a different kind of like a conversation, because we all know that during the pandemic time, during the MCO, during the COVID-19 issues and all that, which is now, there's a lot of businesses were forced to, like we were saying, they were forced to go online. Okay, so when they are going online, we all saw a lot of trouble. In the past a lot of episodes, right, we actually, a few of them, we were talking about the challenges that all these people are facing and all that, right? So what is in your opinion, what are the 3 most important things for SME, must do in order to really taking their business online? What is your take? The 3 most important things for these businesses. Yeah.
Okay. I feel it's number 1 is the objective. What is the objective that you want to go online? Do you want to create awareness? Do you want to create conversion? Do you want more sales? Do you want to build a branding? So I think the objective must be set first. The second thing, once you set the objective, then you must have a system in place. For example, corporates, when we go in, most of them, in fact, a lot of people do not know that, they know what they want, but they don't know how to structure it well. So you need a system in place. Yeah, you need to set your KPI. You need to say, okay, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And if I get leads, who's going to follow up with the leads? How many times do you follow up with the leads? The sales funnel. So there's a system. And of course, the third one is people. Once you have the system, you need the people to be in place. One thing about Malaysians, and I love Malaysia very much, especially the food and the people. But one thing about Malaysian is they always think that one person can do everything.
Singaporeans will do that. They always thought you hire one person can you think I got
And
I agree.
they need to realize that digital marketing is a process. You need to spend maybe 3 months, 6 months, leeway to see results, because people can spend, I do not know, like one of my clients, they can spend 50,000 on a billboard, a digital billboard that you see in KL, 50,000 a month, no problem. But when you ask them to spend 5,000 on Facebook ads, wow, can you give me immediate results? I'm like, hello, I know you're spending there, that's why I contacted you.
This kind of customers, I think first thing, just ask them to do Google Ads if their industry is suitable, so you can get all the hot leads first. Now, I didn't bluff you, can do. Then subsequently, maybe do a bit of Facebook, depending whether the industry is capable. But Facebook, a little bit tricky. Then the last one is obviously the SEO and the email marketing. SEO will take time to see results.
But I agree
Gradually
with Charles on the framework part. Is there a lot of business they know, okay, going online, very simple, go just pay money and start an account, and you can start running ads, whether on YouTube, on Google.
Open Facebook page, open YouTube channel.
Just open only. But the problem is when the lead comes in, how do you actually work on that? This is really one of the, this is the biggest problem. A lot of business has no framework at all. I think this is one of the main reasons why a lot of businesses not seeing good result from digital marketing, like whether this digital advertising or the thing, because they don't have the framework. Like I personally went through a very big struggle to find the framework that worked. Like how do we actually structure? What is the journey like? How do we actually build it? I think I would totally agree with that. So then we have three things. What was the first thing again, Charles?
The objective.
The objective,
framework, and people.
Yeah, the framework and people. So these are the three most important things. Totally agree. So okay, before we jump into the next one, Gamers Grow was saying, WhatsApp group. Okay, he was asking, wouldn't be a chat group hard to organize information when we are doing a hybrid learning?
True, but the learning it's not on a WhatsApp. The learning, it's on, I use Google Class, it's free. Google Classroom is free, it's organized, it's perfect for online training. Yeah, I just use that. It's amazing. Yeah. WhatsApp is more towards like communication, feedback, or if they have any questions, they just ask and they get instant replies. Sorry. So that's where the WhatsApp comes in.
A bit like the bulletin board lah.
Correct. They can ask questions. We give them support. They can use Telegram group. It doesn't matter. But it all depends on your type of customers. Yeah, because if you find one or two customers that is overwhelming, then certain rules needs to be set off because it's not a place for you to, hello Charles, I need you to come. It's not like that, but it's more of a discussion. The rules must be set off. I feel that my students are all matured students, so I don't have that problem. But be careful because in WhatsApp group, it can happen that you might have one or two beta person, and they will pull the group down. So that is very important for you to set the rules. So if you want to go to WhatsApp group, make sure that you have all the structures also, the framework, to communicate with them, to set the rules and things like that.
Again, it still comes back to the framework thing.
Yeah, it's the same with all communities. You will still have some idiots who wants to hog the whole line. That's how it is.
They feel entitled, in a way, put it this way, because because I paid, right? But they forgot that everybody paid.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you are the VVIP here. And Gerald was saying, community involvement and engagement is very good. But the thing here is, Charles just mentioned, you need to set the framework, you need to set the rules, and you need to actually, how to control organize your audiences to let them play, by your rules and all that. So I think that's good.
I deviate a bit, just to share with you what happened in Singapore. We have meet the people session. Some people actually, some group of people, some self-entitled people, they're supposed to meet one-to-one, and then they just go inside the office to meet the member of parliament. They told them it's only one person. They say, no, this doesn't apply to me. All 5% all go in. then got cases like mother bring the daughter, say, hey, I need my girl to go to this prestige primary school because I cannot set a precedence for you. No, then scream in front of the daughter, then bring her out. So there's all sorts of people. Human nature. Sorry, this is off topic already. Sorry.
Doesn't matter. I think we're just chit-chatting. Like guys, if you have any questions regarding the topic, like for example, you want to learn from Charles, how he started digital training. I think seriously, he is obviously, as from what he said, he's definitely very experienced and he has got a lot of experience in terms of structuring the framework. I think that's a very important thing for everybody to learn, especially if you are trying to, really grow a business. I think it's not an easy thing to do because it takes a lot of experience and in terms of structuring.
How to start a framework? I think most people want to ask how to start a framework. How do I know what kind of framework is suitable for the business?
For that question, Charles, would you have anything?
Sure. I think it always goes back to the objective of what you want to do. So, for example, I just take one.
More sales, more lead come in.
Correct. Let's say SEO. Just take SEO, for example. You want to teach people how to rank on the first page, right? So the first thing that what people need is to see whether there's a demand or how people search. So that's the first stage. Second, you check on the competition, whether you can rank or not. So want to share the competition, what must you do on the website, to write articles, on-page SEO, and after that you build backlinks. That's the whole framework in SEO, 4 stages. So once you have that, then it's easy. The first week you teach this, the second week you teach this, third week you teach this, then it becomes a 30 days program. And from the 30 days program, you just make the mini videos, or you structure your videos into bite size, and you pass one stage, you go to the next stage. It's like gamification.
Your video is inside the website?
Inside Google Classroom.
Okay.
Google Classroom, because it's run like a class. So they watch on their own, so they ask questions and things like that. So the first week they do this, the second week they do this, by end of the month, they have a website up. So they're happy. So something like that.
Oh, never thought of Google Classroom, man. That's interesting.
No, I mean, never. And it's free, huh?
Never.
Seriously.
It's a very high-class LMS system there. You can set assignment, you can give points. I don't do that because they're not kids, but you can do that, You can check the homework, you can have notification, you can upload files. Everything you can do. Google Classroom.
I mean, learning from what Charles was sharing just now is, you have to, in a way, building a framework is more like you need to prioritize to see what are the things that you need to do first and later, and then how to track success, as in like how to measure every single step of it. I think that, of course, depends on every business. Like, for example, if you talk about, on the other hand, you're talking about building framework, where I was just having a discussion with one of my students. For his case, right, because we were, Chun Yen, Chun Yen actually came to one of our sessions, and he was stressing heavily about the framework as well, because everybody would thought that, when you run ads, right, then you have to go for the volume, and then you want to bring them through a funnel, as in like you want them to go through some freebies and all this kind of thing. But this framework is a known framework, but it's not necessarily suitable for everyone. That's why at the end of the day, he has to really then you have to come down and say that, okay, this is not the one, and he actually restructured his framework, right? And now he see 6 figure in 3 months, totally doable, that kind of framework. But his framework is definitely not a normal framework that everybody can see. But what he did was he was really clear about what is important. Like, for example, he needs to have the one-on-one session with people. So that is where he builds his confidence. And then after that, he needs to create this FOMO moment for the audiences, like FOMO, fear of missing out. It's like a crazy deal at a very short period of time for these people. So that really worked, but he actually takes several rounds of tests. So I mean, we actually kind of witnessed him going through all that, right? So basically, it's not an easy route, but nonetheless, I would say anyone who's trying to build a framework for your business, I would say you have to start. You won't know whether it's working or not by thinking to yourself. You have to let the market decide. You have to throw it out to the market and say, okay, if it hits the wall, then okay, I'll come back and reinvent the wheel and see how I can actually tweak this thing. But
when the rubber hits the road, then you will know.
You need to start. A lot of times, we have a lot of thinking to ourselves and all that, but without starting, we won't be able to know. The market will always tell. I think that's what I think. And Gerald saying,
traditional funnel does not apply to every company. It has to be very unique to your audience.
Unique to your audience, unique to your industry, unique to your business model as well. Gerald was saying teaching is tiring for too lazy students. That's why you have to find a way. Like Charles found a way to really pump up these students to get them to follow through the journey. 30 days, not easy. To be frank, 30 days is, I cannot commit 3 days, I die. So
I have to clarify, it's not 30 days every single day. It can be once or twice a week for 30 days. But because there's videos for them to watch.
So you drip them?
I drip them, and then the live is maybe once in a week. So it's 30 days, but maybe I have 4 sessions. So the commitment is very less. So it's perfect for lazy students. In fact, make sure that you create courses for lazy students. You don't create courses for the 5%. No.
So normally people are more acceptable for weekday, nighttime, as in evening time, or weekends. Any popular timing that you can share with us?
I do usually at night if I'm doing coaching like this. If I have one face-to-face, I will do it at night, maybe from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 3 hours.
Okay, see.
Wow.
Once a week. Once a week or
Once a
twice a
week.
week.
Also,
Once-
these people, they prefer night.
Yes,
for
yes.
coaching lah, the interfacing kind of thing lah. But video they can
Correct.
watch anytime already.
We don't can watch anytime they want.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the beauty of hybrid, because they get their own, but they have to commit lah. The commitment they must commit lah. They cannot say like, I want this. No, you are paying for it, you commit. Yeah, so that's where the commitment comes in.
Makes sense.
Right.
Otherwise,
Right.
they'll never see results.
Yeah lah. But I like the idea. You have to create a course for the lazy student. That's a very insightful. Okay, let's move to the next question. Thanks, Charles, for that very awesome pointers. Now, the government, as in like the Malaysia government, if you are watching, we have a couple of you are from Singapore, Philippines, and Thailand, right? So we're talking about Malaysia because we are, at the moment. But if you want to share about your so-called, your
Singapore government is doing something
Singapore
similar.
government
So
has been
Malaysia,
doing
Singapore.
something. Philippines as well, I heard. But for Malaysian government, we have launched a lot of initiatives. To be frank, the government has launched a lot of initiatives to help kind of like bring SMEs online. And Charles is heavily involved in a lot of the government initiatives. So we would like to find out from you, Charles, because I'm totally disconnected. I have no clue.
Sure.
But how was the response, from the SMEs, and do you think the government is doing enough?
Oh, okay. We are always going to digitalization ever since Dato' Najib's time. Yeah, the Prime Minister during that time. Prime Minister Mahathir also went to digitalization, and then of course his current Prime Minister. But during MCO, they have accelerated every single thing to go online. So, for example, there are many initiatives. One of the biggest one is if people are retrenched or if you're hiring new people, either one, you can upskill them, and one of the upskill will be in digital marketing training. And that's where I'm heavily involved in, because anyone that is fired or hired, we can train. And these are completely free and be paid by the government.
100%.
100%.
Wow.
So that is why I am focusing on that. So that is one of the biggest initiatives. There are billions of ringgit pumping into hiring and reskilling, upskilling people. Now,
Right.
on top of that, also there's a lot of grants has been given out. Now, the grants has a little bit problem, because when the government announced grants, they announced like, okay, KWSP or SME banks or BSN bank, you are going to take over it, and that's where the communication gets breakdown. And to be honest, the matching grant by MDEC, the 5,000 grant, was I think it's not done very well. It was about 6 months, some 9 months only they got a grant, and a lot of time, people just got fed up and not doing it. So, but the Selangor government took notice of that and coming out a new grant tomorrow. So it's a matching grant. It's 5,000 matching grant. You can check
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Under CDEC.
Under CTEC, yes.
I see. Okay.
So again, anyone have 300,000 sales over the last period of 1 year, which is about 15 to 20,000 ringgit a month. Sales are not profit. You can grade this matching grant up to 10,000, meaning you pay 5,000, they will match. And the beauty of this is they had lawyers to sign the agreement, and they promised within 60 days. So that's good. Technically, it's within 48 days, but let's give 60 days, it's no problem. So they have learned from things. We are also learning. So there's a lot of grants, and that's all the big ones. If you go into race grants, that means we have the Bumiputra grant, the Chinese grants, the Indian grants. There's so much money outside there, which I've never seen in my life given out by the government.
Wow, I didn't know about that. Okay.
No clue, man. Is there any way that we can learn all this, or can we actually come to you and learn all this? As in, like, what are the? Or do you have any channel that you can share with us about all these places, all these grants? It's everywhere, right? That's the problem.
Yes, it's everywhere. I can give you all the initiatives here. Usually MDEC will give all the grants. MDEC, I think a lot of people know MDEC. MEDAC, 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 MEDAC. I think it's. Let me just maybe. It's a government under entrepreneurship.
MEDAC.
MEDAC, yes, MEDAC, MEDAC, correct.
Okay.
There is something called a MITI, MITI.
Okay.
Okay, and from MEDAC and METI, there's a lot of smaller associations. Yeah, and all of them also give a lot of grants. For example, Bumiputra Commerce, for example, Indian Commerce, for example, Chinese Chamber of Commerce, for example. They have all these grants. It doesn't have to be digitalization grant. Sometimes it can be a small loan. Sometimes it can be a low interest loan. So there's a lot of activities going on with the government. And one thing that many people think that the government don't actually give, true. Sometimes they have red tapes, like the matching grant by MDEC. But having said that, most of the grants, if you can wait, you will probably be dispersed by 3 to 6 months. So these are the few that I can give to you out of my mind. Always listen to the news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time the prime minister goes up and speak, this prime minister is a bit interesting. Every time he goes up to speak, he gives money. Like Santa Claus. So you listen. Listen to where the money is being channeled and approach these departments.
All right.
I realized that Singapore also separate in Chinese, Malay, and Indian also. Different
They have for Malaysians, but they also have because we have in Malaysia we have like MCA, MIC, Bumiputra. So it's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah. But end of the day, you need to listen where the government is putting money in. 3 billion for this, then you go and approach them. Then they will tell you, because their websites will not be updated. We all know government yet. Their website will not be updated. So now, having said that, when I first started all this, I do not know people. I don't think that I know datos or transcripts. No, it's just when the government says this, I go and ask, hey, can I do this? Can I get that? And yeah. MDEC also is giving out 5,000 matching grant under the Penjana Budaya. Yeah. Also, all of them are giving out grants now for digitalization. It's a good business to be in for now.
I saw your post a couple of days ago that now you're involved in developing some they've appointed you to develop some framework.
Yes. Those are NOS. NOSS, National Competency for Skills.
Oh, wow.
Our education level have two. One is the degree level, the MQA, where you go to universities and but we call it the Appel or the Appel. Yeah, it's the one is skill based. In German, if you are a cleaner or a cashier or an electrician, you get as high pay as an engineer because of the skill set. Europe. So in Malaysia, it's a bit. Don't quote me wrong, but it's a bit lower class, because when people think that you're skill based, you're lower class, like mechanic, lorry drivers. You understand? Skill based, crane drivers. But people don't know that the low class, 1 month, a lorry driver can earn about 7,000. A crane driver can earn about 20,000.
Crane.
Depend on the supply and demand.
Yep.
Correct. Yep. And people always think that be a doctor, lawyer, accountant. Nothing wrong. So there's a skill set, and moving forward, why I want to fight for that a lot, because in digitalization there is no framework. Everyone can call themselves expert. There is not like an accountant. There's not. So I foresee that it will hurt my industry or our industry, because all of us are digital, right? Our industry, because then everybody will be claiming things, and when they go to corporate, it doesn't work. People say, digital doesn't work. Facebook doesn't work. So there's no standard. So
okay, I agree with you. Yes.
So when the government announced this, we quickly wanted it, and there's 10 of us to go in, and we will create a standard. So there's two kind of standard. One is for the lower standard, level 1 to 3, and there's another 4 and 5. It's like diploma and degree. So if anybody were to teach in the future, I foresee, you need to have this, because you can't open a beautician shop. You know that? You can't teach accountant just like that. You need a qualification. So that is where we are pushing this through.
Right.
Or DM don't have, right now don't have.
For Malaysian, DM don't have. I'm not sure about Singapore.
Singapore don't have also.
Singapore also don't have. I mean, we have a question from the Gamers Grow. I mean, always ask very interesting questions. I mean, this is a very interesting question. I think I mean, it could be good to get Charles' opinion on this. A lot of SMEs don't know what they don't know, like what and Manfred always like to say, we don't know what we don't know. And there are so many courses available on all this digital marketing, be it Facebook marketing, the YouTube and whatnot. Right? So how do we identify? What would be your advice? Like you said, yeah, everybody can claim to be an expert and start doing this. How do you what are the advice from you that for these people to learn how to identify what is good or what suits them?
That's a
Okay.
good question.
Yeah, I will look at SMEs first because SMEs always come to me, Charles, I want a 2 days digital marketing training. I said, sure. What training do you want? Online training lah. I said, what kind of training do you want? Online training. So they expect us to propose to them. So what you can do or we can do is always have an audit. Again,
Right.
based on my framework. Yeah.
Ah.
So audit. Okay, do you want leads or do you want branding? Do you want awareness? I mean, just look at Facebook. Facebook has done it so perfectly, right? The first one is awareness. Conversion and blah blah blah. So you just follow that.
Conversion, yeah.
Exactly. You just follow that, you're fine. So you ask them, what do you want? Yeah, do you want awareness stage, or you want consideration stage, or you want conversion, or you want branding, or you want to build authority? So they say that, okay, I want more leads and sales. Obviously, this is the main thing that people want. Okay, good. Are you going to wait to pay ads, or are you going to do organic, like SEO or YouTube? So they say, what's the difference? So in that 1 hour, I audit them. They realize that maybe they have budget, maybe they don't have budget, or maybe they want to focus on this. Maybe they want faster results. So with all this done up, then we can customize a nice training for them. And you know what? I will tell them that, hey, this is not a 1-2 days training. You want to achieve this for a long term, right? You want to go digitalization, right? You need a 6 months contract. You need a 1 year contract. And we are going to plan for you that, we are going to bring your staff or your employee from here to this, to this, to this. And that's how we usually sign a long-term project with corporates and SMEs. So that's the technique that I use. Very different from any others because you just have to ask, show that you care. That's it. Yeah. Now for individuals, individuals tend to know what they want. I believe so. Yeah. But even when they want to sign up, I will ask them, why do you want to sign up? At least I ask them and I said, hey, you know what, this course is not suitable for you. Maybe you want to look at this course because they're ready to pay already anyway. So it's just a matter of courses. I do have a lot of courses. So if people who are generally, they just want to learn, that's my signature course. I have a 4 days training where I cover, Facebook a little bit, YouTube a little bit, Facebook, Google a little, everything I cover a little bit, give them a fundamental of everything. And from there, they can zoom into what they want because now they have the fundamentals and they can focus on where they want to go.
The 101s lah. The 101s kind of.
The 101s, the one that
Right.
is the signature program. Yeah.
I will agree to
Very
what I mean when it comes to individuals that usually know what they want. But if you say that for individuals, if you want to learn how can we actually identify a good trainer, I would say first thing first, you can look for accreditation. Like for example, if you are learning Google, then of course Google has got a certification. Facebook has its own certification, and then of course we want to look at their experience as well, whether this guy is new in the market, just came out, or whether he has worked with certain corporate, and X number of years with the experience. I think that's a very simple fundamental when it comes to identifying. Yeah, because all this you cannot hide. Like we all know that this is the digital world right now. Whether you are saying the real thing or not, I just need one friend, which is Google, to find out whether you are the real deal or not. Yeah, but thanks for the question, Gamer Scroll. And Gamer Scroll has another question. I think this would need Manfred to see whether Manfred got Singapore got grant for digital marketing or not.
Grant for digital marketing courses, yes, under WSG, where I think it's 6 months, but only limited number of people will be able to accept it. They will be given 1,000+ allowance to take a lot of things they will touch on, and most of them I think are all beginners. So I have no idea what's the criteria. But if you go one level up, let's talk about the SME where they have, I think since last year, they have two schemes. One is for this year, people who graduate from Polytechnic, IT, or university, they will all quickly snap out under the SG United plan. Then the government will pay certain amount of, I can't remember, allowance. Then the SME can take them in. That was widely very popular, quickly snap out. Then they have another one is age 40 and above. That one also have huge response. So basically, they are just placing people at jobs at this critical period of time.
I think it's quite an
Especially
interesting initiative. I think not bad. At least you
uh,
give people skill rather than give them whatever.
But there are cases that people who found a job, then they want to get out of the plan because it's a 9-month
cannot.
commitment.
Oh,
So got a bit of hoo-ha lah.
okay.
9 months, that's long.
It's a
That's
9-month commitment. Then some people abuse it, as in what I heard. How true that is, I don't know. Then it's not matching. Or say example, I'm supposed to come in and do Facebook, or end up I do accounting or something like that. Maybe lah.
Can I share on that?
Yeah.
Because I am training one of the courses there, so they have cohorts, right? And it's crazy because they come in like every day, like 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock every single day, Monday to Friday for
Singapore audience.
Yes, and it's crazy, and I'm not sure about other trainers, but what I've seen in this cohort, right, when I teach them or train them, we teach them high quality things. And I heard also other trainers, I ask them what they have learned. They can show me the Shopee store, they can show me the Lazada store, they have new projects. And people actually hire them or want to hire them before they graduate.
Right.
So, I mean, if I get paid to learn, and it's that intensive, of course, 6 months or 9 months is a bit too long, but I think Singapore government, it's amazing. Malaysian government is also amazing because all these things they are doing, but of course it's open for abuse. I agree, because one or two students will be like, they log in the morning and then they're off, and then they log in the evening.
I remember they said the camera no need to on to see your face, or maybe at the beginning only.
So they know exactly when the people will take the photo. So it's like abusing. I've seen that also. So everything's open to abuse. I think it goes back to the individual, because government can just offer what they can, but it's the individual who wants to take it up and go for it. But I think being both, one is training and also as seeing the participant, because I see the commitment. They have groups also that I'm in. People who do, they are successful. People who don't do, as everything else, they can just complain and bad mouth. So, but
one thing, even you are keen to learn all these things, learning is one thing, doing is another. Making mistake, then you learn again, that's another level. So you burn everything, you swallow everything, it doesn't mean you are almighty. Trust me, I still got a lot to learn for Facebook also.
All the time. We all learn every time.
All the time, man. Correct. Totally agree. I would totally agree with Charles as well. Any system is open for abuse, and there are many types of people out there. But I guess what's really commendable is the government. They are really, whether it's Singapore or Malaysia, they're definitely doing something. Every country, they're doing something to help, especially going for the digitalization. It's just that, for individuals, whether you're ready to take on this or not, because all the trainings are different. There are many, many types of trainings out there, but I think what is important here is when you learn, you got to do it, That's always I want to tell people, learn the whole thing, the whole world, put it into your brain also, I become it's not going to work.
So maybe for SME, as in the individual, when they learn things, maybe ideally is what they are going to do. Say, example, if you are going to do Google AdWords, then you better spend more time on Google AdWords. That will actually help because you really do it.
Yep.
True.
That's right.
This is a once in a century opportunity, honestly, where government go all out to really, really help in their own ways, really help the people. If you don't take advantage of this and pick up the skill, then 2 years down the road you'll totally be left behind.
Yeah, no, you're talking about
race, it's a marathon race.
We have an interesting question coming from JC on YouTube channel. This is off topic, but we do a quick one. Maybe Manfred can say something about this.
There are ways or tips to reduce ad restriction by Facebook. Then don't do illegal stuff, lor. Very easy one. No
don't write funny
porn,
things.
No gamble, no Viagra, no casino, no guns.
Yeah.
No, there's 1,001 things. Even things like dating also tio.
The Gamer Scroll puts it the best.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask.
Go and read the Facebook advertising policy. I would agree to that because Facebook put a lot of things there,
Can I share something? Yeah, just
Sure, please.
for Facebook policies, I think that the number one is don't use the word you lah.
Yes,
You-
I see that.
I'm very guilty. So I'm
Yeah,
very
you
guilty.
can be rich, you can be thin, you can be fat, you can be dark, you can be
And
fair.
the before after picture also.
Anything with the word you, just remove it. Tell a story. Yeah, you can run. I've seen people do it. Yeah, not me, but I've seen friends do it. You can run things like before and after, but by telling stories.
Yeah.
So you don't use the word you as long as you don't claim. I think it's perfectly fine with Facebook because I didn't say you can do it. It's just a story. You want to, you're interested to buy.
How you interpret the thing.
Yeah.
One thing, just sidetrack a bit. Ideally, try to verify your business, so the chances, or even you gonna shut down, your chances of getting back will be slightly higher.
Yes. I want to ask all the experts here. Is running a new account now is difficult? I mean, because my account is old, so I don't have that problem.
New
but I
new
see a lot
account normally more strict.
more strict.
Yes, yes. They will actually put an eye on you, extra eyes on you with every account, in a way. Yeah. But you can still work it through. I mean, of course, you will have certain issues at the beginning, but the moment you increase the credibility of your account, then everything will be getting okay.
Basically, you spend more money with them. They earn
Yeah,
more
they spend
money.
money. Facebook likes money, then they give them money, then they
It's
give
like
you
a
results.
casino like that.
Then Richard was saying also, only way to reduce restriction is to memorize and keep up to date. Agree. Thanks for that, guys. Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Gamers Grow, right? And thanks for the question, JC. Now, I'll bring to the next question that we have here. We are closing in. It's almost 11. So, last question. I think, okay, what is DMC's strategies to remain as a leading digital marketing trainer in spite of increasing competition? You like we will talk about the foreign companies. We just talk about foreign companies, whether they are coming in as an agency or trainers and all this kind of thing. I think everybody is coming into the Malaysia market right now, not just Malaysia. I think Southeast Asia. How are you guys going to just maintain as the leader in the market?
What I see, it's moving forward. People don't want to learn Facebook or Google or YouTube anymore.
Is it?
Yeah. What I see now, people are moving towards in a very near future, maybe in the next 6 months to a year, because anyone can teach Facebook, anyone can teach Google, anyone can teach whatever. Yeah, people are moving towards like, okay, I want to build a business in Shopify. Can you teach me from A to Z? I want to do e-commerce on Lazada. Can you teach me A to Z? I want to build a business in e-commerce in Amazon. Can you teach me A to Z? So the skill set, it has to be higher moving forward, because that's where the business mindset has to come in, and then the KPIs, and then the media spend, and the stock. So people are moving into that because they realize that, hey, starting an online business is the next thing to do, right? Everybody knows that, right? I'm looking for somebody who can train me on all of that. So it can be a course with multiple trainers coming in for different angles. So maybe for the import export, okay, maybe you get an expert, 1 day course. And then how to set up your Shopify, another 1 day. How to run Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever ads, another day. So it becomes a 4 days, 5 days, 6 days course. It doesn't matter, but that's where the trend comes in. It's no longer one trainer teaching everything, because it's quite
It's
bullshit.
impossible to know everything. It's
Exactly.
impossible. Right.
So the ones that can get people, to do all these things, that will be the next wave of training, I foresee. Because just by standalone now, I mean, I don't mind sharing this with you. I've seen people train Facebook for 30 ringgit a day. And it's not lead magnet. It's not a lead magnet. It's literally teaching Facebook 30 ringgit a day.
Whole day.
Whole day. But, they get 20 people, they're 600 ringgit a day. Hey, not bad, 600 ringgit a day. If you think
I
about
think
it,
cover basic only just basic stuff
yeah, but if you think about it, 600 ringgit a day, if they can do it for 10 days a month, that's also 6,000 ringgit. So it's a different mindset. I look at it, but it will affect. It will affect people who are charging, and how far can you teach Facebook? I mean, honestly, correct? Of course, the advanced level, you can do, all this pixeling and all that thing, but if you're at that level, you will not probably pay anyone to learn already. You understand what I'm saying? You probably will you know how to YouTube it, you know to exploit, you learn from, you reverse engineer people because you're already at that level. So Yeah. So to change
So-
to pivot another time,
Hmm.
businesses.
Meaning that,
So
like,
what you're saying now is, instead of learning that skill, now people are approaching. They says, okay, I want to start. For example, I want to be an online coach. So teach me on video delivery, how to get my message out, how to recruit student, how to maintain student, the whole thing.
Correct.
Whole
And
process.
so I'm trying to come up with a word for it. So it's outcome based kind of
correct. I will agree. I will agree to the term
requirement already.
outcome based or so-called KPI specific kind of training. Meaning that once I go through this thing, right, I must have something, and
I
I will
want to
be
be
able to
A
just
to B. I
correct.
want to be able to do that. So if I want to be an e-commerce guy, I want to know where to source products to the point that I become an e-commerce seller.
Because people today, they know, they know Facebook, they know e-commerce, they know. I mean, they know what they want to go into the path already. So
Yes.
the next stage is, how do I achieve that in the shortest way possible?
Yeah.
So the other one to learn. I mean, yeah, there's still people who want to learn Facebook and things like that. There's nothing wrong. Even up to today, there are people who still want to learn Microsoft Words. Nothing
Oh,
wrong.
yes.
Right? But the people who already went through the first stage, yeah, like Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, now they want to learn how can I use this skill set to build a business.
Right.
So if they
right.
don't have a lot of cash, maybe they start with affiliate marketing, something simple. If they have
Yeah.
a little bit more investment or cash, they can start an e-commerce business. So that is just a general. I foresee that moving
Yeah.
forward, that will be the next wave of training. I will pivot into that because
Yeah. That's result driven, and Jera was saying she's trying to also build something multiple trainers, and I would agree to this as well because that is also what I'm building on my outer universe. I'm actually building my Facebook, my so-called. I specialize in Facebook, and you won't believe in me if I go and teach Google, and when I say I teach SEO, you'll be like, crap lah, this dude cannot. But but when I bring Charles in, anyone wants to learn SEO from Charles, raise your hand, type 1. I'll bring Charles in. You see, here's the thing. I would totally agree that this kind of result-driven has to be, the next wave of training. And there are many ways of doing this. And what I'm actually trying to do here is I will be actually, like, for example, now, by mid of the year, I'll be having, like, let's say, for example, Shopee specific, right? I will have several courses on Shopee specific. So first, how to set up a Shopee store. And then after that, how to optimize the Shopee store, how to do so-called drop shipping for Shopee and Facebook ads for Shopee, and then the ads design for Shopee. So I'm building this, but when I'm having this in my universe, and I'll then be able to create multiple combinations.
Actually, I think now that you mention it, I've seen quite a few. I've seen some who says, how do I take you from zero as a coach from zero to, let's say, 15K a month? And there are those who are businesses from 0 to 100 million or 1 million to 10 million, very specific outcome already in whatever business. And then inside, then you have like stuff like mindset, depending on what stage you are. And then you're talking about legal, accounting, marketing, and frameworks.
Yeah.
So I think the hook now is take you from 0 to X amount or X amount to Y amount kind of thing, and inside will be a combination of trainers. Yeah, makes sense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And Charles, Richard was saying multiple trainers also give the perspective. I totally agree. Digital marketing is not a one-man team. Definitely specialization is a very important thing. I think that we will agree as well. So you want to learn the right thing from the right people. Like I say, you don't want to learn SEO from Jason Gunn. That's the thing. That's exactly the thing.
Yeah. Can I comment?
Sorry.
Can I comment on Richard? What
Yeah.
I see in the corporate, right? Because when they are hiring people, the HR usually hires, correct, in the corporate, and most of these HR people are senior people. So in a range of 45, you understand, to 55. So they do not know what skill sets are needed. So if anyone that is listening here, there's a huge business opportunity for you to be a consultant to HR, so that when you want to hire, you tell the company, okay, what you need? Yeah, I need a Facebook guy, media buy, for example. Okay, then how can a HR hire a Facebook guy?
The right one.
There's no way, based on the resume. Okay, you got Facebook blueprint. yeah, I just spend some time and get it, but no experience, no testimonial or whatever. So they wouldn't know that, and that's where I see a lot of corporates are struggling because they want to build a team,
Mm.
but they just don't know how. So if anyone can serve this, I don't think I've seen a lot of people doing that. In fact, I don't see anyone doing it.
I don't see anyone as well. Speaking of which, yeah.
Yeah,
I
if
only
you-
met
if
one
you just-
before.
Yeah,
Only one.
if you can serve these corporates, they will hire you. Like maybe I need to hire 20 people or 5 people. Can you come in for 1 week? Charge them 20,000, 30,000 or whatever. Yeah, and then you do the whole process for them.
Interesting.
That makes sense. Eh? Anyone listening to this, anyone interested in take this up, right? Thank Charles later. Buy him coffee. Okay. I think that's pretty much what we have today. Thank you so much for participating,
Wow,
guys.
this is
I
good.
want to
This
quickly,
is good.
bring up the
Oh,
so-called
wow.
wow.
Website
Yeah,
of the
so-
week. So I
My friend-
sidetracked a bit. We take a look at this SRRS.
You want to share your screen or what?
Yeah, I share the screen because this just now when we were talking about those education Singapore. I think this one I previously did share before, but I just want to bring it up again.
Come.
Can you all
I'll
just
bring it
give me
in. What is that?
give me a SRS?
SRS. Okay, so this is what? This is
This
learning.
is Singapore learning for all the e-commerce one. I think Charles may have know about this. For some reason, I cannot see maybe I put too many. Maybe Jason, can you open up for me? Just a quick one.
Okay. Can.
I
Hang
don't
on,
know why I
ah.
can't see mine.
Wait. I need to open the link. Wait. Where's the thing? Bị cận trông a bit. Haven't been sharing
no rush,
screen
no rush.
this for a while. Hang on. Okay, let me bring this up.
Okay, sorry, I can see. It's here. Sorry.
Oh,
I can
okay.
see. Yeah, I do it.
Okay, let me
So
bring
guys
this
can
up.
see now.
Can.
This SRS, so basically they have all these courses, especially the e-commerce one. This one I previously did share before. So
I
anybody
think you shared
who
before, right?
I shared before. So
Yep.
people who are new to this, you can actually see they have a lot of e-commerce one, especially the short courses. Because I personally I attended before, but they are short courses
Okay, I mean, for those who are new, right? At least this
see?
is for you to
Oh,
get.
Intro
yeah,
lah.
Alibaba Business School, Q10, Lazada, Shopee, eBay for Singapore audience. Okay.
Wow, amazing, huh?
Yeah. So,
Well-
Jason, can you share the URL?
I have
The
shared
shopping
already.
Shared, okay. So now
I
I
shared.
share another one. This one, let me close this one. Let
Can
me share the other one, which I recently found out, which is quite
Try back,
interesting. Yeah, try. It's very close. It's not related to Jason. Jason one is called Try Up. This one is Try.
Okay, so this is what? This is the wow number two.
Okay, number two, learn and pay nothing until you get hired. This one really caught my attention. Huh? Simi Lai, what is this?
That's
So you
interesting.
basically scroll down. So basically they are hired by, you learn everything and then you get
Wait,
hired by
let me bring the
BMW,
screen.
Food Panda. Okay, you all can see the screen, right?
Yeah, we can see the screen right now. So
Trials.co, okay. So you learn first, then you pay later. Pay nothing upfront. Or really caught my attention already, no? See,
nothing to do with me, not my
Yeah.
company.
Yeah. And by the
So, yeah,
way,
you do that.
I think I know this guy.
Maybe it's
Okay,
the founder.
but there's only 5. There's no Facebook.
So Manfred can go there and
data
teach.
science, blockchain, Gulang is programming, no code app development, low code developer. So basically a bit more programming and data
Right.
science. So I think they will make true to what they promise. So basically all this, you can send inquiries. I believe this is only meant for Singapore. Okay, you submit application, entry test, interview, selected people will go for part-time and full-time course. So once you get hired already, then you start paying. You see $0 upfront, see, until we land you a job. 20%
That's
income.
interesting.
Wow, this is a very. I see already. I also very tempted.
I can consider. It's quite interesting, I think the model itself is interesting.
Yeah. So I
Interesting.
think yeah. So
Okay.
Charles, you got anything want to share your link or something?
Oh yeah, I want to bring up again. Everybody, please visit Charles' YouTube channel. Charles YouTube channel, the DMC YouTube channel is really the one that has been like getting a lot of sharing a lot of interesting videos and all that. Let me bring it up over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it into the link at the bottom now. Okay, so hang
Let's
on,
see. Can we see that?
DMC YouTube channel.
Let me just post it up. I think I can. Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, I posted it over here, and
Okay.
if you can see it. All right.
No, I can't see yet. Is it there?
It's coming up. It's coming up, but let me open up.
Yes.
Yeah, let me
It's
open
there,
up
it's
the
there.
link, guys.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's coming up. So let me open up the link just to share the screen a little bit so that everybody can see. I'm just going to share the whole damn screen over here. So DMC, can see ya?
Coming up.
Can.
Okay, DMC,
Oh, right.
DMC training, right? So that's Charles' partner, Zevin, right?
Zevin.
Correct.
Zevin.
Zevin.
Yeah, and then they have very interesting videos. You know, really a lot of how tos. If you're really new to digital marketing, and then there you go, the 30 days SEO framework. Go and learn from the seafood there. You know, and then Facebook tips. You know, how to WordPress. This is really awesome. One of the most comprehensive YouTube channel on digital marketing I've seen. So no wonder they've been growing tremendously, right? You know, from started during the MCO time, right? Now 4,000 plus.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
That's good. That's
Yeah, 4,000 plus. This is awesome. So, guys, if you need help in terms of going finding a certain how tos and all that, right? This is the YouTube channel that you want to be
This is
looking
the
at.
real deal, guys.
Yeah,
This is
man.
the real deal.
Yeah, man. This
You
is
want to
the
do
real
digital
deal.
marketing? Learn this.
Correct. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for spending time. But wait, let me see. Like Richard was saying, Richard owe you a coffee, so please claim from him. Richard is a long-time friend. Has been we haven't met, but Richard has been around here for a while. And Carl, why are you so late? You know, if we are closing already, now only you come and say hello. Be early
And our
next week.
marketer has been very quiet also today.
Yeah, Shiva has been quite quiet. But hey, Carl, you haven't dropped me a message. I want to talk to you. Hey, we want to bring you up to the show. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks Charles for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
It's our honor to have you on board.
Right, really. And let's keep in touch. And I really want to talk about to bring you in as one of our live training coach. Really SEO. I learned so much from Charles. All right, guys. Check out Charles' YouTube channel, and this is where we just gonna say goodbye, and we're gonna see each other again next week. So this is the Tree Marketer Show. If this is the first time you watch us, remember to hit the subscribe button and like and follow and all that, so that you'll be notified whenever we go live in the future. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. This is already episode 30, and we want to do at least 100. So any topics that you want us to cover about digital marketing and all that, let us know. And I look forward to see you next week, same time, Wednesday 10 p.m. I'll see you. Thanks, guys. See you next week. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.